On this video, I'm going to talk about 5 things that I wish I knew before I started boxing. And if I knew these things, I would have had way more success. The first thing is...
Side note, this dude's won, he's got a medal in the Olympics for boxing, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. It's like, oh, I'd have more success. Like, bro, what are you talking about? Like the highest, like literally people all across the globe participate in that shit. You have a medal, more success. All right, shit.
Everyone gets scared.
Facts.
Yes, being afraid not only to fight but to spar is a common thing. After all, you're about to get in the ring and someone's going to punch you in the face. Why would you not be afraid?
Oh, real quick.
But
Begin.
The ring and someone's going to punch you
right here. Gennady Golovkin, Triple G, Canelo Alvarez, or Saul, hey, whatever you want to call it, I just call him out. Either way, 2 of the greatest boxers of all time. If you don't know much about either of them, just look up their highlight reels. They're crazy. If you want to see crazy head movement, my boy right here, Canelo, got you covered. If you want to see just crazy hands and a ridiculously crazy left, Gennady Golovkin, Triple G. By the way, they call him Triple G because that's his initials. It's some like Western shit. I don't know, dude.
In the face, why would you not be afraid? But what tends to happen is the more you do it, the more experience you get. You learn how to deal with them nerves by getting fitter, by getting in better shape, and by doing these other things that I'm going to talk about on this video.
I'm gonna call it right now. I don't know if he says it, but funny thing. So my coach, when I started doing Muay Thai and whatnot, right? He was like, "Oh yeah, you're gonna be scared, obviously, right? Because you don't want to get punched in the face. No one wants to get punched in the face. But you want to know what we did for like 20 minutes? We just exchanged punches to the face, and I don't mean like we threw like heavy ass haymakers at each other or anything like that. No, it was just we were practicing 1-2, right? And we would just kind of do 1-2 to the face lightly, and it doesn't seem like it'll do anything. But like after a week, I ended up sparring with him, and I got hit in the face like 6 or 7 times and just kept trucking. I mean, obviously, we weren't going at it because people who spar like at 100% for no fucking reason deserve to die. Fuck you. But whatever. You know what I mean. It's like you know what I mean. The more it happens, the less freaked out you get about it. So yeah, get punched in the face. I am not a financial advisor.
Now, I've been around so many different world-class fighters in my time, and I know they all feel the same. So if you're afraid to spar or get in the ring, don't worry, my friend, so is the other guy. This is normal. Now, moving on to number 2 is the small things make a huge difference. Now, I'm going to give you an example. You go to the gym, you pick up a jump rope, and start jumping rope. That's not a great warm-up.
Yeah, that nigga's skipping hella rope.
Warm up before doing the jump rope, that can help you perform at least 2% better in your workout. If you have a great sleep the night before your
sleep is important.
You're going to wake up fresher, better recovered, and then when you do your training session, let's just see it.
Side note. Oh, a lot of people don't understand how important sleep is, and people think that I got 8 hours of sleep or whatever because you just think you got 8 hours of sleep. They'll just go with that. But it turns out, I mean, there's like different apps you can get, like smartwatches and shit, that'll actually tell you exactly like what your brainwaves were doing while you were sleeping. So you might not actually be getting like restful sleep, and I know a lot of you aren't. Neither am I, bro. But I'll go to sleep. I'll be asleep for 12 hours, right? And then I'll look at this little fucking app that I have, right, for this little Fitbit I got, and it'll say I was only asleep for like 6 hours. Like the rest of it was not actual restful sleep, but that's REM sleep. That's like the deepest form of sleep. I'm not gonna get into that rabbit hole because I could ramble on about that for hours. Damn, I was out of breath. Fucking idiot. Either way, sleep important. Get it if you can. Track it, please. Trust me, it will do wonders. And if you need a CPAP machine or an APAP machine, like I do, for the love of God, like it's gonna suck at first, but you're going to realize how much more energy you have for the rest of time. But trust me, it's hell. And you can get them on Facebook Marketplace for like next to nothing. It's just like having to go to get a sleep study done and then having to pay for that shit out of pocket. Some of these machines are like $4,000, bro. Shit's crazy. Well, let's get back to it.
that's 3% better there. Because if you're like me, you've probably been on your phone late out one night, and then you end up getting like 4 or 5 hours sleep, and then the next day when you go training, you're wrecked. And this is because you never had a good quality sleep. Another one is if you're eating crap before your training session, you're going to underperform in that session rather than having an apple 45 minutes before your session, what I used to do, and that helped give me the energy that I needed for that session. So let's just say that's another 2% better that you're going to perform now in your session. And I've got another one for you, which people will probably disagree with. Let's just say that today you're wearing your new boxing boots or you're wearing your new gear and you feel really nice and smart and fresh in your training session. When you look good, you feel good. When you feel good, what happens? You perform better. So
dude, oh god, I don't know who would disagree with this, but I can tell you one thing and one thing for sure. I'm poor as fuck. Now let me tell you something. When I started wrestling, right, I ended up getting one match, and I was like, I had these really kind of shit shoes that my coach gave me, because again, poor, right? And I'm telling you, when I put them on and I started wrestling in them, like I had one practice in them just to break them in, they felt so fucking phenomenal. And then once I got on the mat, bro, it was game time. It was game time. And I won my first wrestling match in those brand new shoes. I'm telling you, when you feel, he said it, when you feel good, when you look good, you feel good. When you feel good, you perform better. And that's just not with shoes either. I'm telling you, when you get the hand wraps and whatnot, like, boxers, kickboxers, Muay Thai people, you know what I'm saying? You'll be using your shit for a while, right? A year, 2 years maybe, you wash them and they get all stretched out, but they still feel good, they feel comfortable, it's where you're supposed to be, you know what I'm saying? But then you get the new wraps. You get them new wraps and you get them new gloves, bro, you can't be touched, bro. You just feel so much better and they're clean. Bro, you know when you open up the package to some new gloves, some new 16-ounce gloves, and you take a sniff of that, like the new tennis ball smell. It doesn't smell like that, but it does remind me, new tennis balls do smell fucking phenomenal. Either way, bro, that new fucking smell, that new fucking glove smell, God, it's amazing. If they can make that to like a car scent, I'd have that. Put that in my room too. I'd probably spray my fucking clothes with it.
Good gear, some nice sharp new gloves. Yes, the chances are you could perform even better. It worked for me. So let's just put 1% on your attire.
I'd give it like a 4, but
and see this. What music are you listening to? Because we've all got that soundtrack that helps us perform better. If it's rocky music, for me, it was Jay-Z on Notorious B.I.G. will help me get more out of my training session because I'm listening to this motivational music that motivates me. So let's just say another 1% better, shall we? So now if
I'm not gonna say that's 1% either, because I don't know about you, but I know about me, my boy. And let me tell you something. When I'm about to do some shit, when I'm about to go like a hard training session, or I'm about to spar with someone I know that I've pretty much made my rival or whatever, the coach has made us rivals because we're about the same skill level, but he wants us both to advance. Bro, let me tell you something. I'm listening to a hard style, 150 BPM or higher. I'm talking that do that type of shit. That, oh my god, it's so nice. Honestly, at least for me, I don't know how it is for you guys, but for me, I'd put music at like a fucking 5, because like if I'm listening to some shit that I'm about to fall asleep to, and then I gotta fight somebody, brother, just knock me the fuck out. I was already counting sheep. But if I'm listening to like some Detweakers, some Headhunters, bro, this Hardware Church by Headhunters, it's over. It's a wrap for that guy, bro.
We add all of these little small things up, look just how much better we're going to perform in our session. Now, if you're training 3 or 4 times a week and you're performing this much better each session just because we've been working on these small things, your boxing game is just going to elevate to the next level, my friend. Now, let's move on to number 3, which is learning how to fuel your body, because your body is your engine. And if you're putting crap in your body, I'm talking about junk food, eating McDonald's, eating potato chips, eating chocolate before your training sessions.
Do that after.
Do you think you're going to get the most out of your sessions? Do you think the top athletes in the world are eating junk food before the train? Definitely not, mate. And do you want to be a top athlete in
Mate.
the world? Well,
Mate.
maybe you do, maybe you don't. But what you do want to do is perform better and get the most out of each training session. So if you're fueling your body correctly, and then, my friend, you will perform better. My go-to breakfast is avocado, scrambled eggs, and high-quality bacon. Now, you might be thinking, Tony, bacon, that's so bad for you. Mate, there's some research out there that says bacon is great for your energy levels if it's the high quality stuff. Anyway, fuel your body the best way you can.
He's not wrong.
And you will get the most out of each session. And these little small things that we were talking about, these small things will turn into huge, huge differences with your boxing. And I wish I knew about this stuff before I trained and before I performed. And maybe my Olympic bronze medal might have been a silver or even a gold. Now let's move on.
I mean, you still got a bronze medal. That's better than like what, 90%, 99% of people everywhere. So I mean, I have to say, I feel you, but like, okay.
Number 4, which is learning how to adapt in the ring fast. Now, what I mean by this is, now I did learn this, but it took me a long time. If I knew this straight away, things would have been a lot different in my career. And what I mean is, let's just say you're in the ring and you're sparring. You throw a jab, and the guy counters with the overhand right. What I used to think was just, oh, I've got a bad jab, I'm not very good at throwing the jab. Instead of thinking about, why did he actually counter my jab with the overhand right? Was my jab too slow? Was it too predictable? Was it just too low? Did I bring it back to my chest rather than my face?
Something that I feel like when learning how to adapt, I feel like another way of putting that is fight IQ. And like you'll see that when you watch boxing, and I don't know if they do it so much, talk about it so much in MMA, but I know in boxing they talk about fight IQ. And your fight IQ is essentially learning how to adapt. And like that's another thing that you would have to get in, well, I wouldn't necessarily say you could only get it in sparring, but man, does it really help. Especially that's why you have like a ton of different sparring partners, because despite like you might be learning the exact same 1-2 as like everyone else, but depending on who that person is, they might deploy their 1-2 slightly differently than somebody else. So you don't want to just get used to that one person's 1-2, and then you're gonna have to adapt and whatnot. Now obviously sparring is low intensity, unless you're like a Dutch kickboxer, because Dutch kickboxers going like 70%. No idea why, but I mean those niggas fucking bang. If you don't know, like, go look at it. It's actually kind of crazy. But either way, fight IQ, learn how to adapt. It's I would say it's kind of the same thing, but again, I'm not a bronze Olympic medalist, so I also don't do boxing. Again, I do Muay Thai and like jiu-jitsu.
I never used to think like this, and I never used to adapt. But instead, what I used to do when I got more experience was I would throw a jab. If I got caught with the overhand right, then I would think straight away I was way too predictable with that jab. What I would do, I would put a feint in front of it, then throw it. Then if I got caught again, I would think, well, my feint maybe wasn't as realistic, or my jab was too slow. Then I would try it again, but try it even faster. And that goes the same with all of my boxing moves and techniques and punches. If they weren't working, I used to be able to adapt fastly and figure out why they weren't working and make these punches work. Unless the guy was better than us, and then I was screwed. Now moving on.
I mean, hey, it happens.
The most important, which coaches don't seem to teach this for some reason, but I teach it because I'm your online coach. And for me to do all of these videos that I give you for free online, I've got to have sponsors on my channel. And luckily enough, today's sponsor is something that I take on a daily basis that as well helps me perform better in everyday life.
Could you fucking imagine?
I renew by science called NMN. And what I do, I have a scoop of this under my tongue every single morning, and this helps improve my NAD levels. And if you don't know about your NAD levels, you should definitely do some research on that. As we get older, our NAD seems to decline, and this is the energy that's in our cells. Look at the energy I've got now. I'm bouncing around here. I'm 39 years old. Anyway, other than my energy, it's also good for me sleep, for me recovery, for my brain cells. And after having so many fights in my career, being punched in the face so many bloody times, the last thing I want is my brain to deteriorate if that's how you say it. I can't even say the word, so maybe it already is, any more than it actually already is or has. So I'm doing everything I can to help support my brain health. But I recommend you do your own research on this supplement. Go to renewbyscience.com and use code BOXING and you will save 10% off. And if you don't like it, right, which you will, they'll give you your money back. So you've got nothing to lose. So yeah, go check it out, renewbyscience.com. The link is below. Use code BOXING, save some spondoolies and get the energy that I've got. Or maybe not. Okay, moving on to number 5. Now this...
I might do a deep dive into that. Maybe not so deep, just to figure out what it is. Because I actually have never heard of that shit till like right now. And I'm fucking 28.
This one might seem simple. This one might seem obvious. But coaches are not teaching this the way I'm about to teach it right now. Are you ready for this? Focus on breathing, and I'm not...
My fucking God, he is so right. I can't tell you how difficult it was to do really any type of martial art and not focus on breathing. And it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, they'll tell you to focus on your breathing, but there's like certain techniques that you can do to maximize what breath you have. And it's crazy that people don't do it. And had I known that, I mean, well, actually, I don't think I was going to compete. Competing is not really my type of deal. I mean, if it's your type of deal, you obviously know that breathing is so fucking important, to the point where if you're not breathing correctly, you could just take a punch wrong. It could be the softest jab ever, but you took that punch wrong and you're not breathing correctly, and congratulations, you have now lost the fight. Like, breathing is so fucking important. But I'm gonna let him explain it better, because I'm just a fucking idiot.
Just talking about in between rounds or during a training session. I'm talking about before your training session, whether you are sparring or not. If you are sparring, if you learn how to control your breathing, get your heart rate down, it will help you calm your nerves, lower your blood pressure, and help you have more energy throughout the rounds of sparring. And if you're not sparring and you're working on the heavy bag, when you're not hitting the bag, you need to learn how to be totally relaxed to help you save energy when you're on the bag, or you will get tired really fast.
Gassed.
Some other things that you can do while you're hitting the heavy bag to save energy so you can last longer in your training sessions, which you definitely want to do. And I've created a full video right here showing you everything you need to know to be able to last longer in your training sessions. So click here.
We might get into that. Leave a comment if you want to get into this one specifically, right? But the shoulders, it's something I don't know how they do it in boxing, but I do know how they do it in Muay Thai, because, you know, that's just what I've done. I can tell you right now that having good shoulder strength and good shoulder stamina and whatnot, oh my God, it will save it will save you. Because picture, like, you might not think about it, it's like, especially if you don't fight and you've never done anything like that. But I challenge you, stand up right now, get in a fighting position, throw some punches, and then keep your shoulders up. Keep them up for as long as you possibly can, and you'll realize after a while your shoulders will start to get heavy as shit. And I don't know how they do it in boxing. There might be the coach that did it. I don't know. But my coach, my God, my shoulders got so beef so quickly, simply because I'm in stance, right? I'm doing my thing, and the second my hands go like a millimeter under my chin, bopped in the face every single fucking time. And that's not even just me having my hands up. If I threw a kick and then I didn't bring my hands right back to my fucking chin, bang, got it. If I throw a punch and it lazily comes back, bang. Bro, if I'm blocking and I block incorrectly, or I try to check a kick and I do it incorrectly, bang, right in the face. Obviously, it wasn't hard, but like, dude, you gotta, it's so fucking annoying. But then, I would say by week 3, my hands never went down. Like, you're not catching me with my fucking hands down. And that's just something you'll learn. This is why I love martial arts so goddamn much. But if you like the videos, subscribe to Tony Jeffries. He's amazing. Subscribe to me if you want to, or not. I'm fine either way. I'm just a plague doctor.